Hi, I'm Rayma.
And I'm Andrea.
And this is Mile High Murder. We are just slightly obsessed with true crime. We text each other when new missing persons cases are unfolding. We add each other to Facebook sleuth groups and definitely feel like we have solved the cases before anyone else. We aren't creepy, I promise.
I'm sorry. That was dumb.
It's fine, I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm ready. Sorry.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey. I hadn't even picked up my microphone.
We're back.
Yeah, we are.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
We have something exciting that we have to share with you.
I mean, I'm super excited.
I'm
and
so
crazy
excited.
nervous.
Yeah.
Crazy nervous.
Both. If you are a part of our Facebook discussion group, you already know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
But we are going to be doing a live
Yes,
show
we are.
at a local brewery in Northern Colorado.
We're so freaking pumped about it.
So excited. We will give you more details soon.
Working out the kinks.
Working all that stuff out. And so go follow us on our Instagram.
Mile High Murder Podcast.
And we will post as soon as we know exactly
we'll give you
where,
all the
exactly
details.
when. We already have stuff in the works, but we just want to make sure.
It's going to be so fun. We're going to do a Wednesday night.
Yep, Wednesday night.
Yep. And
So actually, we'll probably release that morning. You get double us
that
day. So
No, well, if you come.
if you come,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you should come. Well, yeah,
Got it.
you'll listen to our episode in the morning.
Yeah.
Or whenever
Nope, got it
you
now.
do that
Banging
day.
on all cylinders.
Probably not at 5 a.m. in the morning like some people do, but
Looking at you, Courtney.
and then you can come at night and listen to us again
Yeah.
while you're drinking some beers.
Yeah,
Some
it's gonna
really,
be
really
so
good beers.
Much fun. That place is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
We're like not telling you, but we are telling you.
Right.
now. Cool.
Okay, so what do you have for me?
Today, I have a story of murder.
You do?
Yeah.
I forgot about
I know.
this podcast is about.
Surprise. So this is the story of, it's the story of Tony Henthorn. Yeah. So, have you heard of this one? You haven't heard of this
No.
one at all. Okay. I'm super, I'm excited to share it with you because I feel like there's some fun twists.
Cool. Here
So-
for it.
It wasn't too long ago either. In September 29th, 2012, 50-year-old Toni and her husband Harold were celebrating their 12th wedding anniversary, and Harold surprised her with a hike and a picnic in Rocky Mountain National Park, which is in Estes Park.
Give me a picnic, but I'm not going to work for it.
No, I mean, I like easy hikes. I mostly like pretty views I can drive to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll walk around a little bit, but anyways.
Call it a hike.
Harold and Toni met online in 1999, and they got married like only 9 months later.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure they met on like christianmingle.com.
Stop it. That's so cute.
Pretty sure. Toni was an eye surgeon, and Harold was a fundraiser for charities and nonprofits. I didn't know that was like a thing, but apparently.
I mean, anything can be a job if you put your mind to it.
Oh, yeah. That's true. They both really wanted to have a child, and after a few years of trying, they had a daughter, and they named her Haley.
No.
And they seemed like they had a nice life, but there were a few family members and friends that actually had some concerns.
Oh.
So in early September, Harold asked Toni's assistant to clear her schedule for a surprise anniversary trip. And her assistant was one of the people that had a little bit of concerns. And when she was like, oh, he's taking her away on an anniversary trip. That's so
It's
sweet.
fine.
Like, he can't be
Everybody's
too
fine.
bad. Yeah. So it's a total surprise trip to go on that hike. So they drove from their home in Highlands Ranch to Estes Park. And
Been there.
I've been there. Their plans were to go to Rocky Mountain National Park and then head to the Stanley Hotel to spend the night. Have you ever spent the night there?
No, I've been in it.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
I'm a little creeped out by it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, we spent the night there, but I haven't anytime recently. But it's a cool place.
I don't believe it's haunted or anything, but it was like the basis for The Shining, and that
Isn't
just
it supposed
freaks
to be
me
haunted?
out.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to
I
be
don't
haunted.
believe in that though.
Well, okay.
We'll get
neither,
into that
but
on our other
yeah.
podcast.
I don't know. Well, that's not really. Yeah. Well, we can talk about that at some point.
Okay.
So the plan was they were going to spend the night there. They went hiking on a trail called Deer Mountain Trail, which was like kind of had some steep cliff drop off areas. And Harold suggested that they go off the trail to have their picnic away from the crowds, which, and so when they like went, apparently too, she had bad knees. And so a lot of people are like,
then you should
why
definitely
did he
go
take her
hiking.
hiking? Yeah. Little romantic 12th anniversary. Let's go hiking with your bad knees. But he took her kind of like down this like slope that they said that they had, the rangers that later went had to like crawl to get like on hands and knees kind of to be safe to not fall. And
I'm going to be like, sorry, no, we're not doing this.
No, I don't know.
I'm going home.
Yeah. Just say no to that. But so he was like, okay, well, here's where I want to do a picnic. Let's take some pictures. And so he had he took a picture of her, like her back to the views, which would be like her back to like the cliff.
Okay.
And then gave her the camera to take a picture of him, but then they didn't switch places. So he was like,
okay,
safe at the side of the wall.
Got it.
And she was like the back to the cliff. And then he claims that she fell. So
she could have.
She could have. According to Harold, they took. Oh, sorry, that's what I just said. So she had the camera, and before he knew it, Tony had fallen almost 140 feet off the cliff. I actually later realized it was 128 feet exactly that she had fallen. So Harold calls 911, and I'm going to play that call for you. It's kind of a long one, but I think it really sets like the picture of what's going on. So
Yeah, totally.
Let's play that.
Okay.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hello, my name is Harold Henthorn. I'm in the Rocky Mountain National Park.
Okay.
I need an Alpine Mountain Rescue Team immediately.
Okay, what is your exact location?
My exact location is Deer Mountain, North Summit. About 1 mile south of the visitor center.
Okay, I'm going to transfer you to the park, so hang on the line. You're going to hear some clicking, and right now I'm pulling up your Latin, your long on my phone here. Let me try it one more time before I transfer you. They don't have this technology.
Can I make sure you know where I am first?
Okay. Yep, I have one moment.
Okay.
Hang on.
We tell you right where I am.
And I'll introduce who we are when they pick up the phone.
This is Estes, and we have a gentleman on Deer Mountain. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. My wife has fallen from a rock on the north summit of Deer Mountain, on the Deer Mountain Trail, and she's in really critical condition. She's had a bad fall.
How far did she fall, sir?
30, 40 feet, 30 feet.
30, 40 feet?
I think 30 feet.
30 feet. Are you with her
I can't be sure. I am. Let me be sure that you know my location first. When it's I have really bad cell coverage.
Okay.
Okay, I'm on Deer Mountain.
Okay.
Near the summit, not the normal, regular northern summit, on the southern outcrops.
Southern outcrop?
If you look at from up south, from the Fall Mountain Visitor Center, there are two very large outcrops. We are not on either one of those two. We are between the two.
You're between the two outcrops that you can see from FRE, from Fall River.
We are approximately 9,800 feet. I've got a table to you. Let me see if I can give you a Latin launch.
Okay.
Latitude, north latitude, about 23 minutes, about 15 seconds. Longitude, west 105, approximately.
I'm sorry, west where?
105 degrees west, longitude, latitude 35 minutes, approximately 20 seconds. I'll say again, we are not on the two large steep outcrops. We're in the area between them.
On two deep outcrops, but in between. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Okay, who am I talking to?
My name is Harold Henthorn.
Are you with the patient?
Yes, I am, yes.
I already have rangers getting ready to come up there. So if you're after looking at Deer Mountain, you're looking at two outcrops, and this person's between the two outcrops.
Yes, if you're looking from the visitor center directly south, magnetic south, you'll see two large outcrops about 9,800 feet, very steep. We are not on those two. We are between the two, about 200 feet off the crest of the hill.
Okay. And tell me some things about the patient.
She is a white female, 50 years old, great health. She has respiration approximately 5 to 8 beats a minute. Her pulse is about between 60 and 80 beats a minute.
Okay, what's her main injury?
Head injury.
Head injury.
Concussion.
Okay, any other injuries?
To be internal,
Is she conscious and breathing?
No, she's not. She has not been conscious. She is breathing. Anywhere between 5 and 8 beats a minute now.
Okay. Hold on just a second.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
She's going to be evacuated from here. Is there any way that you could bring a helicopter in and fight for life? There's a clearing about 200 meters south of me, this clearing, where you could easily
Hold on,
drop.
I'm on the radio.
Okay.
It is a white female, 50 years of age, good health, however she is not conscious. She is breathing. Are you a paramedic?
No, I'm not, no. I've worked with Civil Air Patrol.
Okay. And, okay, so you went up Deer Ridge. I mean, I already am airing everything.
Let me be sure that you know exactly where I am, first of all, because trying to get a ranger here is going to take you at least an hour to come up that trail.
Hold on. They're talking to me on the radio. Okay. Is this technical rock climbing?
If you can have it, yes. It's not. We're not climbing, but you're going to need an alpine mountain rescue team from where we are right now.
That they weren't technical rock climbing, but where they are now are
Can I ask you a huge question?
What's that?
There's a clearing about 200 meters south of me.
Yes.
You could
Hold on.
easily.
Sir, I'm sorry, there's only two of us in here today, so we're kind of switching you back and forth, but I know what's going on.
All right. Here's the thing. I will pay any and all expenses for a helicopter. I don't care if it's private. I don't care if it's commercial. It wouldn't matter if it's medevac. I'll pay any and all expenses right now.
Okay.
Have you drop a paramedic down here?
I understand that, sir. It's really on the safety of everybody involved, so that would really be up to the ranger in charge.
Weather's good. There's no wind whatsoever right now. Weather is excellent. This building is at least 5 to 8 miles. There's definitely, I'm not a paramedic, but I'm doing all I can do. You could safely drop a paramedic from a 10-foot rope. Easily do that.
I understand that, sir, but they definitely need to probably get someone on scene. They do have hasty teams, and those are the teams that are going to run up there as fast as possible and get to your location.
Okay, our car is parked at the intersection of 34 and 36, our green Jeep, but it's going to be an hour. It will take an hour to get here from the
Well, we
location.
have people that can do long peak in a couple hours, so we definitely have people that are, really fast on the trail, and they're in very great shape.
Okay,
Now, can you talk me through, how did you get to that location?
We were just having lunch in the outcropping, not the two really steep ones, but at a really nice outcropping. We come down a little further, and he was trying to get a perfect picture, I think, and fell, and I came around, and she was unconscious by the time I came down. And there's...
Okay. You went in the Deer Mountain, were you at Deer Ridge Junction, right? That's where you parked?
We started at Deer Ridge Junction, the intersection of 34 and 36.
Okay, and how far was the trail do you think you went?
We went to the actual summit by taking a couple of sheep.
To the actual summit?
Not to the summit on the south side of the hill, but if you look at the Deer Ridge tugboat sheet, you'll see a 9,012-foot summit.
Okay.
And we crested around there, came up the switchbacks, came up to where the Deer Mountain Trail levels off.
Okay, so you went to the switchbacks and were Deer Mountain Trail levels off.
Well, we turned directly north.
Turned north, okay.
Went about maybe, several hundred yards, and there we reached the north outcrops. We didn't go to the really steep one that you can see from the visitor center, or the one to the west of that. We were between the two.
Okay.
And
can I ask you some questions? How far from the top of the peak do you think you are?
We didn't actually go to the peak. There's a peak, and then at the outcrop, and then if you go west, there's another peak with another outcrop.
Okay.
We were not at those two areas. We were at the saddle between the two. And we came on down, and we were on a miscellaneous rock outcropping that you'll see in the saddle there.
And if you look up towards the peak, how far do you think you are from the peak?
I can see the top. I'm 200, maybe 200 feet from the top.
200 feet from the peak, okay.
Yeah, from the peak, from where they can see me. But they're not going to see me where the pine trees here are growing up. So
okay.
I'm not sure how long this cell cover is going to be.
Okay, how much battery power do you have left, sir?
It's not great. Not great.
Okay.
What I can do is, like I said, I can't imagine them being here within an hour if they're hiking from Deer Ridge Junction here. The worst case scenario, if we lose complete contact here, I will. I better whistle someplace. I will blow that whistle. I will blow the whistle every 15 minutes during the top of the hour.
Okay, so you are going to blow your whistle every.
Starting say at 7 o'clock. There's no way you'll be here before 7 minutes.
Okay.
If you walk in, now again, if there's any chance I can persuade you to think about a chopper in these light winds, I mean, usually in the park it's just blowing like crazy, but I will pay us any expense.
Okay. They're asking you to put as many bright items out as possible to see if they can't see you, if they can blast you.
Okay. Okay, let me see if I can hear something.
Is there anybody near you, sir?
No. Okay. I'm looking at the visitor center right now.
He's looking at the visitor center right now. He's in a saddle.
And I'm flashing a mirror. But I can't see the sun, so it's just minimal chance you can get to see this.
Because you're in some pine trees there.
Yeah, pine trees, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to see anyone in the mirror. It's too dark. The sun's around the corner.
Okay. And
I'm definitely now in view of the visitor center. If you look magnetic north, is there somebody at the center?
I'm not sure where they're going to be glassing you from. 1 second.
There's a purple bag in. I've got a purple bag. All right, I'm moving a purple bag right now.
Purple bag.
Yeah, I'm in the shadow. So they're driving to the junction and then hiking from the junction, is what you're telling me.
I'm sorry, sir?
They're driving to the junction, and are they on the...
They're first. I'm not sure if they're there yet because I'm working on a different side of the park.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Are you back with your wife now?
I'm right here. Yeah, I'm right with her.
Okay. How is she doing?
Her respiration's weaker.
Her respiration is weaker?
Yeah, 5 beats a minute.
5 beats a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how to perform CPR?
I do. I do.
Okay. And more about this fall, sir. Was it like a sliding fall, or did she fall, directly?
I didn't see it exactly. I was messing with one camera. She was messing with the other one.
So you didn't see her fall?
I didn't actually see. I mean, I saw the motion, but I...
Okay. Okay. Do you have any flashlight?
Yes, I do. Actually, I do have one.
You have a flashlight. And how much battery power do you have on your cell phone?
Not much, you see. Half power.
Half power?
Half power.
Okay, I'm going to give you another number just in case we do get disconnected.
Okay.
If you call, can you have something to write with, or will you remember? Or you can also call 911 and they'll transfer you back to us.
Yeah, I'll do that. It'll be the fastest way.
Okay, and let me get your cell phone number, sir.
Okay, 303-246-4475. And your name, please?
My name is Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks. I appreciate your help.
And there's also an Elizabeth in here.
Okay.
And just another thing so I can let you know, most of our helicopters are medevac helicopters.
I understand.
They're not really trained to do technical type things. They do land in certain areas that are hazardous.
You would not need technical to get to me.
Okay, but they can't like drop somebody out of the helicopter. They need to
From the
land.
10-foot rope.
No, sir, that has not been done in my experience.
You don't get okay. All right.
So
There's no place to land up here.
But we do have EMT qualified rangers. So.
I understand. Yeah. She needs to get out of here. She needs to get to the hospital.
Now I have your number. I have 303-246-4475. And what is your name, sir?
My name is Harold Henthorn.
Henthorn? P-E-N?
Yes. Henthorn.
And your wife's name?
Her name is Toni. T-O-N-I.
Okay. And does she have any other health issues?
No, none at all. None. We were staying at the Stanley Hotel. She has no health issues at all.
Okay. You're staying at the Stanley. Okay. And that number I gave you back is correct, right?
Yeah, the number is 303-246-4475.
Okay. Now
I better save myself out of here.
Okay. How about we do this? I am going to hang up with you. I'm going to check with the ranger first to see if there's any information that we need. We're going to hang up, and you're going to turn off your phone. So I don't know if it costs more battery power to turn it off and turn it back on.
It'll save the battery.
And then if you want to try calling us back in 20 minutes, if we set a time frame.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on one second. We're going to see if there's any additional information that we may need.
Okay. All right, Kelly. Thank you.
And I just want to go over that one more time.
Okay.
So I have, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so north, I have 23 minutes, 15 seconds.
Let me think of it. North 40, latitude 23 minutes, about 15 seconds. West longitude.
Okay.
23:15.
Okay. Or
23:15.
23:15.
23 minutes, 15 seconds.
Okay, and then for west, I have...
West 105, go ahead.
105:35.
35 and about 20 seconds.
Okay. All right, so we're going to use that as well. And you got that from your phone, you think?
Well, no, I've got a topo sheet here.
Okay, so you have a GPS unit.
No, I do not have a GPS unit. I have a handheld, old-fashioned piece of topo sheet. Topographic map.
Topo sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up with you. If you want to leave your phone on, if that makes you feel better, definitely do that. You can call us if anything changes with her.
I'll call you exactly 6:30.
At exactly 6:30?
Yeah, I'll call you exactly 6:30.
Okay, and like I said, you can always call 911 and they'll transfer it over.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I have so many comments.
Okay, I want to hear them all.
First is a question, what is an outcropping?
I have no idea, actually. I should probably Google that. But he mentions it a lot, and I'm like,
He says
I don't
it
know
so
what
many
that
times.
is. They seem to know what it is. So it's
Why is he talking about her respiration? Like the way he's talking is so... And she asks him, are you a paramedic?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, these are not the things if I were...
I'd be freaking out. Like, my husband isn't breathing right. Like, something's wrong with him. What do I do?
Yeah, totally.
His pulse is weak.
Well, and I think I would be more concerned, like, okay, if I know it's probably going to take them an hour to get there, I'm going to be concerned of, like, what can I do to save her life right now? You know?
Not talking about, hey, we were staying at the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah. And she asked him, like, I mean, at least, like, 3 minutes, I feel like, goes by. And she asked him if he knew CPR before 3 minutes goes by. And he's like, yeah, I do. But then he's obviously not doing CPR. So it's just kind of like, I don't know.
That was a freaking bizarre call.
Yeah. So,
and he's not panicked.
No, he's breathing heavily. And you can kind of hear a little bit of,
But he's not like,
freaking out. Yeah.
I'm scared she's going to die.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as you heard, he told the 911 operator he needed to save the battery life on his phone. So he kind of was like, I don't have much battery. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah. It irritated me when she was like, the dispatcher was like, how much battery life do you have? And he's like, not much. No, she asked you how much.
Yeah.
Tell me, I need a number.
He finally said it
half.
the second time.
Or half an hour, whatever.
Half. I think half. life.
Oh, I thought he said half hour.
I think he meant.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I think he said like half. So, but documents later showed that he made 22 calls and 96 text messages.
What?
During that time. I don't know who he called. Like, I don't know if he like kept calling them back or what. I don't know that. Part of his text messages, though, he was texting Tony's older brother, Barry, who is a doctor.
Okay.
And he's a cardiologist, though. So he's not, but not like
so he's not
an
a
ER
doctor.
No, not like an ER doctor. Not like a, combat medic or something. But
I know, but a cardiologist is who you want when your heart is weak.
Yeah, that's true. So he, the texts are weird though. They're like short, like spurts of text and like no answer between them. So it's like he sent shorts instead of like one long text. He sent shorts.
Like a hummingbird.
Yes. So I'm going to read them to you. The first one says, Barry, ... urgent, ... Tony is injured, ... in Estes Park. Fall from rock. And the next text says, critical, requested flight for life. Another text reads,
denied.
EMT Rangers on way. Then another text says, please come to Denver next flight. And then another text says, low cell bat. And finally, the last text says, please return message. So, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird, like...
And there's no response?
After that, there is. And I don't know... There wasn't... Like, I couldn't see what time they were sent, so I don't know how far in between they were sent. If it was, like, back to back to back, and he didn't even have time to respond yet.
Yeah.
But he does... Barry does respond and say, like, I got your message, basically. So the Rangers made their way to Tony and Harold, and it took them more than an hour and a half to get to them in the remote location.
Gosh.
As soon as they arrived, they knew that Tony had died from her injuries. Not only that, but as they arrived, Harold was sitting, and once he saw them walking up, he jumped up and started performing CPR on Tony.
Stop it.
Suspicious much?
No, not at all.
So
that's totally normal.
Yeah, so she did die, and law enforcement started looking into Tony's suspicious death, and they searched Harold's car, and they found a map with an X on the remote location where Tony fell to her death. So obviously...
What a moron.
Yeah. So they start questioning Harold, and Harold's story about the fall varies by quite a bit to whoever he's talking to. It changes with each person he talks to. One person he claimed that he was texting on his phone and suddenly realized she wasn't there. So she had fallen and was like, oh, what? To another, he said that she slipped while looking at her phone. And then to another, he said he got a call from the caretaker of their daughter and was taking that call when suddenly he just kind of saw a flash in his eye and she had fallen. So he didn't know what happened.
And he told the dispatcher that she was trying to take a picture.
Yeah.
While he was messing with the other camera.
Yeah. And then one more story was that he was walking a little bit ahead of her. She was lagging behind, turned around, she wasn't there, and realized like, oh, she fell down. So looked for her then. So that's like what, 5 different stories that he told about what happened. Also during the interview, investigators said that he seemed really cold, and he kept mentioning and had concern that she had a diamond ring, and the diamond was missing from her ring that was worth over $30,000. And like, they just thought it was weird that he mentioned that at the time.
Give me a break.
So Dr. James Wilkerson, the medical examiner for Larimer County, performed Tony's autopsy, and he noticed some suspicious things, but he couldn't conclusively call her fault a homicide. Harold claimed to have performed CPR on Tony for over an hour, but Wilkerson said Tony Henthorn did not have marks on her chest or interior ribs, which usually caused by
usually
CPR.
Fracture ribs.
Yeah, and
if you're doing it right.
She also was still wearing pink lipstick at the autopsy, which would have been smeared if he had been performing CPR. So there's proof he wasn't like trying to keep her alive. They held a memorial service for Tony just 5 days after the accident, and Harold had her body cremated and scattered on her favorite mountain. Yeah. So by the time that they were doing, 5 days later, the time they were doing this memorial service, the local authorities had received 16 calls and emails from concerned friends and family saying, look further into Harold.
Oh, snap.
They definitely didn't think it was an accident. they found even more red flags as they were looking into it. And the biggest one would be that Harold would be benefiting from a few insurance policies, and he would be getting $4.5 million from
What do I say? It's always a husband.
It's always a husband. Then investigators get an anonymous tip stating that Harold's first wife, Lynn, had also died in an unusual accident 17 years earlier. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So in Sedalia, Colorado in 1995, and I think this one's actually a little crazier, Lynn died while Harold was trying to change a tire on their Jeep. Harold actually had said that the tire wasn't even flat. It was just low, is what he said. And he felt like he needed to change it. They're kind of like in this kind of middle of the nowhere, road that not a lot of people are on. And he said that while he was trying to change the tire, he handed a lug nut to her, and it fell and it rolled underneath the car. And Lynn crawled under the car to retrieve it, and the jack broke and the car fell and crushed her.
Okay.
Yeah. And Harold was the only witness. So people drove by and tried to come help her. And actually they tried to pull her out from under the Jeep. And he was like, no, don't touch her. Don't touch her. He was freaking out at people trying to help her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So in Lynn's death, there was also inconsistencies in his story. And he said to some people, he said they were going to dinner. To some people said they were coming back from dinner. There's just, this guy can't keep his story straight.
Are you full or are you hungry?
Yeah.
Oh my
Did you eat or not? But the investigation was, when they investigated it, was ruled an accident.
Huh. That's a new kind of murder I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Death by carjack.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Not carjack.
And it's crazy that it was 17 years before that. So when he met Toni, and obviously he had another wife at one point, all he told her and her family is that Lynn had been killed in a car accident. Which is completely different, obviously. If you tell me your wife 17 years ago, died in a car accident, I'm not going to think anything of that.
Like a car crushed her.
Yeah, but you're like, oh, actually I changed an tire and a car crushed her. Then I'm going to be like, oh, that's a weird story. So, also, these are kind of things they're finding in the investigation.
Okay.
Her family tells the investigators that this isn't the only time that they feel like that he tried to kill Toni.
No way.
So in 2011, while at a cabin that they owned in Grand Lake, Harold was outside fixing something on the house and called Toni outside. When she came out, a beam fell that he was fixing. But at that exact same time, she saw something on the ground and went to go pick it up. So instead of falling on her head, which she thinks would have killed her, it fell on her neck and it broke a vertebrae. Fractured a vertebrae. So she obviously went to the hospital for that and everything, and it was a big deal. She actually lost some feeling in her hands from that.
Yeah.
So they think, the family was thinks that's the first time he tried to kill her, and I don't know why she was still with this guy. By this point, I'm like, if you're trying to kill me, I don't want to be with you anymore. And she didn't know about the insurance policies, obviously.
They never do.
So the family was also concerned because they felt Harold was really controlling, and he controlled all her finances. So they also talked about how they were never really able to talk to her or Haley, their daughter, on the phone without him being he actually had the home phone forwarded to his cell phone.
What?
So if they tried to call the home phone, he would be the one to answer it because it was to his cell phone. Yeah, super controlling.
What a nutbag.
Yeah, so not a healthy relationship. So they go to trial in September 2015. Oh, sorry, they arrested him first. In November 4th, 2014, they arrest him, which is 2 years after it happened. And I think it's that situation where they're just trying to get enough.
Yep.
Especially with, you can't really prove it's not
I know,
he didn't push her off the cliff, you know, or he did push her off the cliff. You can't really prove it. So they go to trial in September 2015. And something that helps them in this trial for sure is that they are able to present the death of his first wife as evidence. So,
crazy.
yeah, which is
That's
good.
helpful.
Yeah, super helpful. They also presented to the jury that Harold had visited the location where Toni died 9 times before that weekend.
What?
Yeah, along with that map that they had that X marked where she died. So they obviously had a pretty good case against him. Also in court, it came out that Harold had lied about his job as a fundraiser. He hadn't been employed or brought home any income at all.
Oh my god!
And I think that's why he controlled her finances, so she didn't know he didn't
That's
have
probably
any
why
money.
he had the phone forwarded to his cell phone, so that if like debt collectors are calling or whatever.
Well, no, I think he paid for everything off of her money. She was pretty well off.
Oh,
So yeah, I think he just wanted her for her money so he could
what
and
a
kind of do this all over again. He already did it one time. Obviously, he did have money he had a life insurance policy on Len.
On the first one? Of course he did.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Oh, that's okay.
I think it was like $675,000.
Dang.
Yeah. So he had some money from that, but I mean, that was 17 years earlier. I don't know how long he could have gone through that money, how long it took him to go through it. But after 10 hours of deliberation, the jury ruled Harold guilty of first-degree murder. He received a
That
life...
seems like a long time to deliberate.
I feel like it's not too long, but yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how. I've never been on a jury, and I've always wanted to.
I mean, I haven't, but now I'm like, I would totally be on a murder case.
I know. I really want to. I've wanted to for a long time. Have you ever seen the movie... Oh my gosh. What's it called?
Legally Blonde.
I think it's just called Jury Duty.
Oh, no.
No, it's not. It's called Runaway Jury. That's what it's called.
Oh, no, I've
Runaway
never
Jury.
heard of it.
I love it. It's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's an older one. Anyways, so they find him guilty of first-degree murder, and he received a life sentence with no chance of parole.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. But also, they actually reopened Len's case.
Yay.
Which is great.
Wondering.
Yeah. But at this point, Harold hasn't been charged for anything yet.
Was it suspicious when the cops came up and they're like, so how'd your wife die?
I mean, they investigated it not very long, and they ruled it an accident.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened there because it was a weird situation. But he obviously thought, I got away with it one time.
But I mean, there are freak accidents.
Yeah. Another crazy tidbit. That's true. There are. It does.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like people probably fall in
of course.
national parks and die often.
Absolutely.
So,
of course.
He actually maybe would have gotten away with it if he wouldn't have done it the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess with the X on the map, they kind of knew
that. And so many people were like, something's wrong.
Something's off. But here's a little crazy tidbit.
Okay.
He actually also had a life insurance policy taken out on Len's. So his brother-in-law, Len's brother's sister. Or no, sorry, wife. Len's brother's wife.
Why?
So because I think he was planning on killing her at some point.
But how would he get that money?
Because when you take, he like forged her signature. And so he was the beneficiary of it.
Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
Which, like, that's not suspicious at all. Like, the brother-in-law is getting the life insurance. I mean, but
why did he want this money so bad?
He was just a con artist. Just didn't want to work. He's a lazy guy. Cool. Didn't want to work. Which I feel like probably planning murders is a little bit of work. So, I mean, he had to drive if you put the effort into it, 9 times.
Go get a job.
Yeah, go get a job.
Put that energy somewhere else.
That was
a good one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that before.
I know, me
There's
either.
so many cases that we're doing that I'm like, I've never heard of this.
It's crazy. Actually, I found this case looking into a different case. And then I found this one and I'm like, welp.
Never mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do the other one later, but.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It's just crazy how many cases there are in Colorado.
I know. I mean, literally when we started, I was like, I don't think we're going to have enough.
And I literally find some all the time. So.
People, like if you have suggestions, tell us because we're like Scott Lee Kimball was a suggestion. And
oh, it totally was.
I did that. And a couple others we have now on the list because people suggested them.
Yeah. Or we find new ones. When you suggest them, I look into it
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
oh my gosh, that
there's
did happen.
5 more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's awesome.
we actually have on our Facebook group, discussion group, which you should go join, we have a link to a questionnaire, I guess you can fill out to send us some case suggestions.
Yeah.
So go find our
Suggest a
Facebook
way.
group and then go follow us on Instagram.
At Mile High Murder Podcast.
And we will be posting about our live show
Yeah,
coming
we
up.
will. And just posting things to make you smile.
Or think, hey, I'm not the only weird one out there.
Totally. You're not. It's us too. Thanks
True
for
crime.
listening, guys. And we will be back next week with a new case.
See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you.